Sharks so massive they look prehistoric, launching straight out of the water, biting down on cages with enough force to make the metal groan. And we talk about a beast that can grow over 20 feet and potentially live for centuries. These are giant sharks caught on camera that look like the Megalodon. Imagine being some poor little fish in the ocean and having to go about your day worrying about a monster like this devouring you. The teeth look absolutely gnarly, but watch as it swims past the camera. Up close like this, you're really reminded how huge great whites are. I mean, every time you think you're coming to the end of the body, it just continues on. It's like that opening shot in Spaceballs, the ship. Anyway, this video comes out of South Africa, filmed on September 15th, 2017. That great white was 4 meters long, so about 13 feet. It already looks massive, but that's not even the largest great white on record. Biggest we know of is named Deep Blue. She measures about 20 feet. According to the filmer, this particular shark is nicknamed Scarlet. Lovely name for a beautiful but terrifying creature. Now, it's one thing to see a huge great white cruising through the water, it's another thing watching one leap out of it, right up close. Take a look at this massive great white as it propels itself out of the water to catch bait. I think my life would have flashed before my eyes there. Cameraman Ewan Wilson captured this footage on June 15th, 2019 in Mossel Bay, South Africa. According to Wilson, quote, "The awesome predator jumped so high that it obscured the sunlight visible to the camera and ended its performance with a mighty splash. Animals like these are special, and we're losing them at an alarming rate." Well, calling this next shark huge is an understatement. This thing looks like the real-life Jaws. I mean, good freaking grief. Look at the Jaws, the way it all moves. Oh, this video also comes from South Africa, filmed on December 19th, 2017. Here's a shot of it swimming away, the only direction that I'd like to see a shark like this moving if I were in the water with it. What I always find deeply unsettling about videos like this is not only how large these sharks are, that's obvious, but I mean, how soon it takes for them to disappear. It doesn't swim all that far away in the clip, but it becomes a shadowy shape at what looks like about 10 feet away, maybe a bit more. Point is, for as large as these beasts are, the water obscures them really well. They can easily sneak up on you. Here's another shark getting aggressive with a diving cage. Watch how fast this thing moves. And notice how, just like in the last video, the shark vanishes into the darkness of the water pretty quickly. Question for the audience, by the way, any of you ever been cage diving? Any scary encounters? Do you want to go cage diving? Let us know down in the comments. Alright, we've seen some up close and personal encounters so far, but this video really shows you the full scope of how massive great whites can be, and this one's not even above average. It's the way it rams right into the cage though. If it weren't for the ladder, it would have jammed its snout right in there. It wouldn't have been able to get in there and do any harm because it's massive, but still. That video was uploaded to YouTube by SmackMe1, who's got a few other pretty cool shark videos from his cage diving trip in Guadalupe Island, Mexico. Check out this creepy looking shark here. This is a Greenland shark. Great example of a huge ancient shark species. These creatures are massive. They rank among the biggest sharks in the ocean, can reach lengths of up to 21 feet and sometimes even longer, and they tip the scales at over 2,200 pounds. That's scary enough on its own, right? But here's something really insane. They live for a really long time. Greenland sharks are the longest living vertebrate known on the planet, with a lifespan between 250 and 400, potentially even 500 years. So yes, there may actually be a Greenland shark swimming around somewhere today that was born in 1526. Just a couple decades after the Middle Ages ended. Food-wise, they're top-tier apex predators. They hunt fish, seals, pretty much whatever they can fit their jaws around, I imagine. Because they hang out in super deep waters, usually anywhere from 650 to 3,000 feet down, or even deeper, they aren't spotted very often. So, great whites are obviously super cool, but I don't know, Greenland sharks, they may be even cooler. Hilary Ray Petrosky was on a cage diving adventure in Mossel Bay, South Africa, when a great white decided to get way closer than anyone would like. The shark measured at around 4 meters, about 13 feet long, started cruising toward the cage slowly, but then it suddenly bridged the gap, bit down right on the metal bars. For a second, it legit looks like the shark might squeeze its way inside. I mean, you can hear the bars groaning from the force. Wild clip. She was face to face with what is basically a real-life monster that could shred you like soggy paper. Recounting the experience later, Hillary mentioned that the shark folded a round side buoy completely in half and chewed right through part of the blue protective bar's outer layer. She said it was a crazy intimate encounter and that the shark was actually even closer than it looks on camera. She was using a GoPro with a wide-angle lens. She also apologized for the camera shake, but I mean, who could blame her honestly? After wrestling and gnawing on the cage for a few seconds, the shark finally backed off. Everyone inside got out without a scratch. It's only a few seconds long, but this moment is definitely burnt into a South African diver's mind forever, and thankfully, he got the whole thing on video. Insane. This huge great white explodes out of the ocean and lunges straight at the camera. This move, called breaching, doesn't happen all that often with great whites, so catching it on camera from this ridiculously close distance is basically a once-in-a-lifetime shot. Sharks usually jump out of the water like this when they're chasing fast prey like seals, launching up to 2,000 pounds of shark weight into the air. It burns a ton of energy, so they only go for it when they really have to. Tour operators that run cage diving trips sometimes drag fake seals behind the boat to trick sharks into leaping out like this so tourists can get a view. The guy behind the camera mentioned he was recording footage for cage divers when the shark suddenly erupted from the ocean. The clip was captured in early April 2017 off Gansbaai, South Africa. The spot is well known for being packed with great whites. David Steiner has been surfing for over 3 decades, and like a lot of people would be, the thought of what's lurking beneath the surface, it used to freak him out. Eventually though, that fear turned into fascination. He started flying a drone over the water near Pismo Beach, California to track great whites, posting the footage online. On his birthday in April of last year, he got the best gift he could ever ask for, spotting a massive 12-footer he named Big Mama. In his own words, "I swear to God, this thing's body was so fat, I thought it was somebody's boat. I thought it was an orca. And then when I saw it was a great white, I was trembling." He didn't have a speaker on the drone to warn the people below, so Steiner just hovered the camera right over the shark, and fortunately, the surfers got the hint and paddled back to shore. Steiner's had his own crazy run-ins too. Back in 2019, he was paddleboarding when a 13-foot great white appeared. He said it popped up right in front of him and was bigger than his board. And then, an incredibly poorly timed wave hit, knocking him off balance, so he fell right into the water with the shark. He said he was sure he was gonna get bit, but the shark didn't even care, just turned around and swam off. That encounter, combined with hours of drone footage showing these animals completely ignoring people, convinced Steiner that they aren't usually looking to attack. And in his own words, "Don't be afraid of the water. The lack of incidents proves to me that they're not interested. Personally, I won't be taking any chances, but they are amazing creatures." And with all that said, that's been the video. I'll catch you, yes, you specifically, in the next one.